Hey there guys, NexGenStriker here, back again for another video, and, well, I can honestly say that this was not a video that I had planned to do whatsoever until the absolute last minute. As a matter of fact, I hadn't planned to do this until this morning. Because, what can you say, life gets crazy and stuff happens. And I don't even know what I'm going to call this video, to be quite honest, but this is one of the most bizarre, unexpected things I think I've ever seen to, quote-unquote, professionally happen in DC ever. It's interesting. And I don't know, it's just interesting, so let's dive right into this. So, let's catch everyone up to speed before we get into this, right? And, I'm going to show you guys some things, so this is going to be very exciting, alright? So what is DC All Access? You guys need to know what DC All Access is in case you guys don't know. DC All Access is this weekly show where we have two co-hosts. Currently it's Jason Edmond and Tiffany Smith, and they come on and they talk about all these DC things, whatever is coming up. It'll be like their latest TV shows, comic books, movies, video games, whatever it is. They'll have people come on from the comic book industry, movies, games, whatever. And it's a very good idea. I commend them for doing that, getting with the times. It's a great idea, right? And while it's not my personal cup of tea, like I said, it's a good idea for them to do that. And, I had no personal problem with that. There's some things that they've done on that show that, quite frankly, have been terrible. They've gotten some quote-unquote professional Arkham players on there that have been so awful that I have cringed and not been able to watch because they've been terrible. And some of their comedic sketches, and I use that term extremely loosely, have been unfunny. Adam Sandler funny, I should also say. And yes, not everything on there has been a hit. However, I think for the most part, it is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. But hey, DC All Access, everybody. So I had no problem with it. DC All Access is what it is, right? It delivers to people what it is. It advertises their stuff. It's good for everybody. People get to see what's going on, yada, yada, yada. Well, it turns out that one of the co-hosts of DC All Access is what I would consider a child, and well, let's just dive right into this, shall we? Because I can't even explain this, and I don't want to get into like the name calling and all that stuff, but this is just ridiculous. Okay, so I've got to pull up my laptop here. Sorry I had to cut away, pull up all my stuff, but here we are. I'm going to actually put the tweets on the screen. I took a screenshot of everything. Luckily, before I was blocked. Yay. There's one tweet I couldn't get because, like I said, I was blocked. And that was the original tweet that started this whole shenanigan, as you can say. Now, this didn't actually start with me. This started with Knightwing. You guys might know him. He is a residential Arkham player. He is in the Arkham community. And, well, I guess like myself, I'm not really so much anymore. But he is big into Batman, DC. He loves that stuff. And let me ask you guys this. Would you consider him a troll? Jason Edmond would. Keep that in mind. Okay, so basically the first tweet. Like I said, I don't have it. Feel free to scroll on his Twitter if you want to see it. But basically what he said was, hey, I like the Batman movie. The new Batman Bad Blood. You guys have seen my review of it. I liked it too, right? So Knightwing responded to that tweet. And he said, you're a DC co-host. Now, was that tweet necessary? No, it wasn't. But it was funny, right? It was funny, but it wasn't mean either. It wasn't necessary, it wasn't mean, it was just like, it was a tweet. Okay, And as far as to how I came across this, I forgot to say that. I came across this because I was just on Twitter and I stumbled upon it. Because K-Wing was writing something about it, I remember. And I was like, really? So I looked into it, and what do you know? Big Twitter feud. Well, semi-big Twitter feud. Because, you know, Twitter be Twitter. That's how social media is. So anyway, K-Wing wrote back to him and said, you have to, you're a DC co-host. Which is true. Yeah, he has to. If you've seen DC All Access, they pretty much do that. They say everything's great. It's true. The truth hurts, don't it? And his tweet got 1 retweet and 13 favorites. And one of them was... None of that was me, by the way. None of this happened when I was on Twitter. I saw the aftermath. Okay? Not that that matters. And then his reply to that was, your opinion, or my opinion is my own, internet troll. So he called him an internet troll. Knightwing. A journalist. Okay? A troll. Just for saying that one comment, he called him a troll. And the comment keeps going. If I like something, I say so. Okay, fair enough. A fun flick gets a thumbs up. Blocked. So, Jason Edman, the host, well, co-host, replacement host, I should say, of DC All Access, not only calls K-Wing a troll, but he blocks him too. Over one comment. That is childish. I'm sorry. How old are you? Because I'm 22 going on 23, and whew, makes me feel old. But bro, if that makes you offended, I'm sorry, but you need a reality check, dude. You need a reality check. So anyway, being the opinionated person I am, I got in on this too. Now, keep in mind, I don't care who it is that he said this to. If this was K-Wing or not, it wouldn't have mattered. Okay? I like K-Wing. He's not like my personal savior or whatever. I like the dude, but it wouldn't have mattered if it was K-Wing or not. I would have said it regardless. So I said to Jason Edman, you blocked him over saying that, ? Wow, ... Not to mention you called him a troll for no reason. Professional, ? I think not. Keep in mind, that's all I said to him. Again, is that not the truth? Yeah, that's the truth. He blocked him over saying nothing, and it was not professional. I got 1 retweet over that. Again, not really relevant. Doesn't matter how many favorites and retweets you get on Twitter, but whatever. Anyway, so then he replied, no one is a professional tweeter, but one can be a professional blocker. That makes sense. Welcome to the list. So yes, people, I got blocked for saying that. For saying that, I got blocked. The co-host of DC All Access, everybody. And this is out for everybody to read. If you don't believe me, go read it. I screen capped it. I got it. It'll be in the video. I'm going to put it in there. So, you can read it for yourself. You can go find it, unless he deleted it or something. It should be on my Twitter wall as well, but... Oh, and one last reply I'm going to read. And then I said, oh my god, yep, I knew that was coming. The DC Access host, I should have said All Access, but whatever. DC Access host, everyone. Funny thing is, I liked the movie too, oh well. Because I did. I made a review of this long before K-Wing said that he did not like the movie, which he has been pretty adamant about. He hates the movie. I don't. I like the movie. Again, some people might say, well, you're rushing to K-Wing's defense. I'm not. Me and K-Wing are opposite on this movie. And I feel that K-Wing is justified in what he's saying about the movie for not liking it. Just as much as I'm justified in saying that I like the movie. But that's irrelevant because Jason Inman, who is supposed to be professionally representing DC, is acting like a complete man-child. Now, the important tweet that I want to focus on here is the one that he replied to me on, saying, "No one is a professional tweeter, but one can be a professional blocker." Now, it is true that no one can be a professional tweeter, right? Because I'm not a professional tweeter. You're not a professional tweeter if you've got a Twitter, right? But the thing is that Jason Inman represents DC, DC All Access, and, well, yeah, everything DC. He represents everything, and I'm going to take this off so that light quits hitting my face. So yeah, he represents everything DC, right? So he's pretty much taking DC down with him when he does this kind of stuff. Whether he wants to admit it or not, he's doing that. And that's why you got to be really careful when you do this kind of stuff. And let me just put this into perspective, right? Because let's be real, I'm not all that important, right? I'm not that big. Jason Inman's not that big either, in the grand scheme of things. But let's put someone bigger up on the scale, okay? Let's say Kevin Conroy. Let's say he came out and someone's like, Kevin, I liked let's see, there's someone else that played Batman. The guy that, Bruce Greenwood, right? Bruce Greenwood, who played Batman under the Red Hood. I liked him better as Batman than you in Batman the Animated Series. I think he did better than you. What if Kevin Conroy went out and, let's say that he was working on Arkham Knight at the time. Let's say that he went out on Twitter and said, "Wow, what a troll, blocked." I mean, do you think that's warranted? For having an opinion? Does that user say that? I mean, was that hateful? No. I mean, we can make a million different statements like that, right? That would be like the Star Wars people. I think there was something similar to this happening, like with the Star Wars, right? Some person that worked on Star Wars actually went out and said something about the prequels sucking or something. And you don't do that when you're working on Star Wars. Like, that's undermining your craft, right? Just like what Jason did here, he's undermining his fans. You don't do that. I mean, if it's a troll, I understand, right? If someone's like actually harassing you, that's one thing. But this, no. If Zack Snyder is working on Batman vs. Superman, or if he's working on Justice League, Dawn of the Justice League, whatever they're going to end up calling this movie, and he gets into some petty Twitter argument, or if he calls out Marvel, which, I mean, they actually have been kind of notorious for doing that, doesn't that make them look bad? Doesn't that make them, seem unprofessional? Yeah, it does. It brings their credibility down and brings them down as a whole. So I ask you, DC, do you really want someone like this working for you? Do you really want your credibility to go down the toilet like this? Because if something this petty can make Jason Inman block people and go on little Twitter rants, because that's what he did. If you go on his wall, you scroll down, he went on a little Twitter rant after this with K-Wing, and I don't know if he did with me or not, because he blocked me. Why would you want someone like that working for you? I ask. So my suggestion would be, A, make him apologize to K-Wing. And me, that would be nice, but K-Wing would be nice, just to the people in general. Or B, get a new host, because that's ridiculous. You don't need to be doing that, dude. Come on. Because I can tell you, Tiffany doesn't act like that. I don't keep up with Tiffany a lot. I'm more familiar with her with the Schmozno podcast. I've seen her on that numerous times. And, she seems a lot more professional. She's opinionated, but she is also very nice. And she's just a lot more fit for this kind of thing. So, and she's been nice to me personally before. I haven't met her, but she's responded to my comments before. She's been nice. And just the way she comes off, you know, I don't get that from Jason. I mean, you know, maybe he was having an off day. We have off days, but again, a comment like that doesn't deserve that for me or K-Wing. So, again, really. And just the integrity in general, because this guy, his personal YouTube channel, we're talking about a guy who, before he was a DC All Access host, basically just kissed up to DC every week with every review he did. And we expect something great of him once he becomes a DC All Access host. And I know that's what DC wants, and that's what people want in general, is people who kiss up. And, you know, at that point, I kind of feel for you because, you know, anyone that has to come on DC All Access every week and say that the newest Arrow was going to be great, I feel bad for you because Arrow is freaking garbage. It is. Yeah, integrity in general has just gone down the drain. One other thing I want to remind you guys of, if you watch Screen Junkies, you might remember a certain episode they did about comic book TV shows. And because I do keep up with Screen Junkies fairly consistently, I watch a lot of their stuff. And they had him on, and immediately when they had him on, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Why are they having him on? Really? Him? Not that I have anything personal against him, mind you, but I knew that he worked for DC, so I'm like, why are they having a biased person come on when you're talking about Marvel and DC stuff? And what do you know? The dude comes on, and he's all for the DC, and what do you know? The only thing he bashes is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Interesting. It's just sad, man. Integrity in general has just gone down the drain. People praise the positivity, and you know, it's fine. You know, if you like the new Batman Bad Blood movie, I liked it for the most part. I had problems with it. It's fine. If you like stuff, that's fine. But have some integrity, man. You know, not every trailer that comes out is going to be a 10 out of 10. And it's just, it's sad how the world is these days. How we have these reaction channels that come out, and most of them are complete garbage. Most of them are just people having an orgasm every 5 seconds, and people that honestly think that that is legitimate is sad. It's sad. And I know I got a bit sidetracked, but basically the point of this is, how is this even close to professionalism? It all kind of ties in together. I'm bringing it back in. I don't know. This isn't like a big deal to me personally. I know I made a video on it, but DC, this is, you shouldn't allow this. You know, you shouldn't allow this. You know, I know that my job would not like me to be bashing them personally, and they would not be liking me to be bashing customers on Twitter. They wouldn't be liking me to say, wow, someone at my work today was stupid. I hate them. They wouldn't like me to be doing that. So why is it that you want me, or would a little lost for words here. Why would you want your co-host to be doing that, honestly? Can you explain that to me? But it's whatever. I'm sure nothing is going to change, but, you know, it's fine. It's out there for everyone to see now, so maybe something will change, maybe something won't. Share this around. Let's get some people to have their eyes opened a little bit. That should be interesting. Anyway, that's all I had for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. A little exposure for some of you who might not have known the true side of Jason Edmond. I did not. So, it was very interesting for me to see this firsthand. It doesn't offend me at all, honestly. I didn't follow him in the first place, so me being blocked by him? No. If he wants to act like a 10-year-old, then let him act like a 10-year-old. I'm not losing anything from his Twitter. So, go ahead. Fine. Anyway, comment below your thoughts on this situation, and that's all I had for now. Catch you guys later.